Hello, welcome to Dirt Rally 2 with Mistex24. Today we're going to be driving the Group A class, and I'm going to drive the Subaru Impreza 1995, the car that Colin drove. I'm going to drive that one first, this car here. And then I will be driving the Lancia Integrale. I'm driving this Subaru because of Sim Contender. He gave me a suggestion earlier to drive this car, and we were talking about locations, and Scotland came up, and I was like, yes, I love Scotland, and it fits perfect. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. I will leave a link down below for Sim Contender's YouTube channel. Please go check him out. He's got some good stuff. So basically the gist of the video today is I kind of want to do a comparison between this car and that car, but it's more all of the cars and the Lancia, because I kind of put the Lancia on like this high pedestal in this class because that's just where it's at. Like, you go to any leaderboard on the time trial and you go to Group A, you see the Lancia at the top. Sometimes the Legacy will be up there. There might be a sprinkle of a few other cars, but not generally speaking. I mean, I'm usually 5 to 6 seconds faster in the Lancia no matter what other car I drive. It's kind of one of those things that sort of annoys me with the game. I mean, it's one of the reasons why you don't see Group A on my channel a whole lot. And if you do ever see Group A, it's generally me driving the Lancia because I basically am forced to do so. And I do really love this class. I love the cars in it. This Subaru is one of my favorite cars in real life. I would love to have one. I love this year of the car. I think it looks awesome. I love the sound it makes. So yeah, that's what today's video is going to be about. I will leave some timestamps down below so you can see the stage run of the Subaru, the outside replay of the Subaru, and then the stage run of the Lancia and the outside replay of the Lancia as well. I will have a leaderboard for each one. And I hope that it kind of gives you an idea of the difference of balance in the game between these cars. Because I would say if you go to a league event and you don't take the Lancia, you're already at a disadvantage, unfortunately. I mean, for me in particular, it is that way. If I don't drive the Lancia, I know I'm at a disadvantage, even if I like driving the other cars. I mean, I know it's all about fun, but it's still kind of an annoying thing that they have done it that way. Since the Lancia, to me, I've tested it. It's almost as fast as the Group B all-wheel drive cars, time-wise. Like, it's very close, and I think if you gear it and tune it right, it actually can be, within 2, 3, 4 seconds of their times. It just depends on where it's at. So I'm going to go take a look at the tune of this car, and then I'll go take a look at the tune of the Lancia, and then we'll head down to the stage. So let's go take a look at this car, shall we? I believe I loaded the tune up. Let me take a look. Yes, I did. Okay. So we've got front toe angle at 0. I've got front camber at -1. Rear toe angle, we're at plus 0.2, and rear camber, we're at -1.25. I'm at 22.64 for the brake force on this car, and I did actually go a little bit more rear bias. We're at 58% in this car instead. I was locking the front wheels up a bit too much. Differential settings here, we're locked on the front as far as we can go. For driving lock, braking lock, we're at 12%. Preload, we're at 100. The center viscous, we're at 24 all the way to the right. The rear all the rear settings are like I would set up a rear-wheel drive car. Basically, I've got locked at 50%, LSD braking lock at 24%, and LSD preload at 80. This is what I came up with for the gearing here. You can take a look real quick. I won't go on yet. Like I said, I messed with this for about an hour and a half to get the time that you will see here shortly. Take a look at the dampening here. We're at -1 on the front slow bump. We're at 0 on the front slow rebound. That's default. And rear slow bump is at -3. And then the slow rebound on the rear is at default as well at 0. It felt pretty good. Front ride height, we're at 14. As you can see, I'm running a pretty high ride height again. There are some big jumps. You're going up and down a lot. There are some pretty nasty bumps as well, so in some heavy compression zones. Spring rate, we're at 65.59. I think this might be default. Front anti-roll bar at 6.13. I don't believe that's default. Ride height on the rear at 18.0, and the rear spring rate we're at 48.89, and rear anti-roll bar we're at 3.36. Okay, so that'll do it for the Subaru tune. I'm gonna go take a look at the Lancia tune, and then we'll go take the stage runs. All right, here we are at the Lancia HF Integrale Group A car. I'm going to load the tune up real quick and I will show it, and then we'll head down to the stage run. I'm trying not to make this intro part here too terribly long. The video is going to be long enough as it is. Let's see here. Alignment, we're at 0. Let's take a look here. We're at negative 0.3. Rear toe angle is at positive 2.2, sorry. Rear camber angle, we're at negative 1.1. Brakes are in the same area as the Subaru. I'm also a little bit more rear biased at 59%. One up is 66%, so I went one down from where I usually am. Differentials are pretty much the same as the Subaru, to be honest with you. The way the sliders are anyway. Maybe not the actual percentages, but the sliders are. We've got center torque bias in this car, however, so we're running 60% to the rear, 40% to the front. The Subaru does not have this, which I think is a pretty big deal, actually. Gearing, I just moved the final drive to the right. I didn't change any of these separately. If I wouldn't have gotten the time, I would have come back and changed all these, or at least changed 6th gear, but it wasn't needed, so I just left it. Front slow bump, we're at default. Slow rebound on the front, we're at default. And rear slow bump on the rear, we're at negative 2.0. And rear slow rebound, we're at default on the rear. Springs, we got high ride height once again. 2 clicks from the right on the front. I believe I moved the front springs down 1 to the left, soft. And front anti-roll bar, we're at 6.86. I do not believe that's default. Rear ride height, we're all the way up to the right at high, 55 millimeters. And rear spring rate, I think I went down 1 click soft on that too, so we're at 38.76. And then the rear anti-roll bar is pretty soft at 2.67. Alright, let's go take some stage runs, shall we? Alright, Group A. Subaru Impreza, 1995. Let's see how we do, shall we? This car's a lot of fun. 1, go.
40.
The thing I'm struggling with the most is getting the gearing proper in this car, but it's just, I have to work so hard to make this car as fast as the Lancia. It's ridiculous. If there's one complaint I have with some of the classes in this game, this is one of the classes. That Lancia, I get it, it may have been as fast as it is in the game in real life, but it just destroys these other cars most of the time. I mean, it's always at the top. But you know what? I'm going to see how many of them I can take out with me. 4th gear. Hold some pretty good speed down through here. 2nd gear. Bit of handbrake. Kind of bog the motor down a bit there, but it'll be okay. You can shift at like $6 grand in this car a lot of times. It has so much torque. We'll just go into 6th gear and just go. I don't know what kind of top end I've got. I changed the gearing again, but it's a really fast section down here. We're going to be topped out pretty quick, I think. Go, girl, go, go, go. I got my foot just pinned right now. 5th gear. Up through there, all right. A bit more sideways than I would have liked. Trickiest part of the stage right here. Go 5th gear. We'll hold 5th gear for a bit until we get out of this corner. Now we'll go 6th. There we go. 6th gear is geared pretty long. This is the trickiest bit of this stage right here. Got to get that handbrake on soon, early enough. Oh man, that might have been a little slow. Let's see what happens. Oh, we're just behind. Let's go, Subaru.
30.
Trying to give myself the most traction out of the corner as I can. It was still not that great. See if we can make up for it down through here or not. 3rd gear, 2nd gear, bit of handbrake. There we go, got a good line through there.
Left of a jump and 6 right, 50, 34 left of a crest long, 70, right into 6 left long of a crest.
Man.
Keep middle of a jump.
Losing time.
70, 6 right, extra
Looks like I'm losing time down the straight maybe here. I didn't get a very good exit, I don't think.
Tightens of a crest, slow in 70, 3 left, tightens of a crest, a sudden 2 right long.
Second gear, use first gear, a little bit of handbrake. I maybe should have been using first gear in some of those other corners, but I'm not really sure. Or maybe go down through here a little quicker. This is a really tricky bit up through here. That wasn't too bad. First gear, bit of handbrake. There we go. Ooh, I got out of there pretty good. Let's go. Come on. We've been red this whole time. I just want to beat my time. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get a world record, but I'm certainly going to try my hardest to beat my own time. I wish there were separate car leaderboards for each class, like Project Cars 2 has. It would be nice. So, some of these classes need it more than others. I mean, I don't want to drive the Lancia every time I go time trialing. I try not to. So that's just not fun to me. Oh, I got through that pretty well. Let's go. Third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. So just let the torque pull you. Go fourth gear. Keep her to the inside. There we go. Steer it through. Come on, let's beat my time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's going to be close. Woo! I think I just barely beat my other time I had. Whew. 343.3. Yep. Beat it by 0.1. So, what do we got here split-wise? I want to see how close I was. It was 0.1 slower first sector. 0.1 slower second sector. 0.2 the third sector. And then, yeah, it was like 0.6 faster that last sector. It's interesting. I'm going to probably keep chasing this time. I'd like to see what happens. Let's go take a look at the leaderboard, shall we? I am currently in 5th with the Subaru Impreza 1995 car. Group A. I'm 5.2 off the world record. That's what I mean. I mean, with some better gearing, I think I can maybe get another second and a half, you know, drive the stage a little bit better, gear the car a little bit differently, but I don't know about 5 seconds, honestly. I may go drive the Lancia after this just to see, maybe do a little comparison here, see how much faster I am in that car, because I generally am a lot faster in that car, and I'm really close to the world record in this car already. But, I mean, regardless, it is a really fun car to drive. And yeah, I mean, it handles so well. I think it handles better than the Lancia myself. It just feels like a better car to drive. Okay, hope you enjoyed. I'm going to go watch the outside replay, and I will talk to you next time. Peace. We're in the Group A Lancia now. I've been wanting to do this where I drive one car and then I go drive the fastest car in the group, which this car is the fastest car in this group, and there's a reason why you see it at the top of the leaderboards everywhere. Doesn't matter where, because it's just that fast. So this is my second attempt. It took me an hour to tune that Subaru to get the time that I had gotten so far in it. We'll see if I can beat it on my second attempt in this car. 3, 2, 1, go. My guess would be yes, as long as I can keep the car on the road. I almost guarantee you I beat it. This car is so fast. Like the other cars just don't really stand a chance against it, quite frankly. It is one thing that annoys me. I know it seems like I'm pretty upset about it. I mean, I'm not really that mad, but it is annoying that, you know, you go to a club event, and if you want to be the fastest, let's say in Group A, you pretty much have to take this car, because you're going to get beat by it if you don't. But, you know, I love driving that Subaru. I mean, it's such a beast. Such a great car. Fourth gear. The second gear, bit of handbrake. This car just accelerates so much better than the Subaru does. A little bit wild. Doing off the road a bit. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I don't know if we have enough top end yet. Just for reference, I'm a second ahead of my Subaru time already. I don't think we quite have enough top end, but this will do for now. Make 6 gear a bit longer. Oh, hit the logs a bit. Alright. Here we go, here we go. Fourth gear. Chuck her in. There we go. This thing is just a lightning bolt. It is so fast. I'm already going probably 10 miles an hour faster down this section than I am in the other car. First gear, bit of handbrake. Out we go. I am now 2.5 seconds ahead. I'm just going to give you a little bit of update here while I go. We still got about half the stage to go. I may even be able to get the world record. I keep this pace up, maybe go a little faster. Depends on what happens down through this next part here. Second gear, bit of handbrake. Oh man, this car handles really well too. I like, the one thing is you can do torque bias in this car. So you can set a bit more torque to the rear if you want, which I did. Here we go. My top end isn't as high in this car. It could be if I just gear it again, which I might have to. 130. Fourth gear, third gear, second gear, first gear, bit of handbrake. Out we go. Put fourth into third. 4 seconds ahead now. It's just unbelievable how fast this car is. I mean, I don't even have to hardly tune it, and I'm already 4 seconds faster than a car that I tuned for an hour and kept dropping my time in. Kind of saddens me that there's not a per car leaderboard. It would make things a lot more exciting. More cars would get used. Let's take this world record, shall we? Almost to the end. Third gear. Not bad. This car just accelerates so fast. Like I said, you know, top end wise, we're pretty much the same, but the actual acceleration this car has is just unbelievable. Come on, we're gonna get it. We might world record this. Woo, I think we did. Holy moly. Whew, that gets my heart racing. Yep, 337.281 I ran in this car. I ran a 343.3 in that Subaru. Like I said, I tuned that Subaru for about an hour. I messed with the gears for about an hour. It had it handling pretty well, like right off the bat. And then I jumped in this car, and I did some quick tuning to what I thought would probably be all right. I did one run, crashed. I didn't make it very far. It crashed pretty early, actually, over that big jump near the beginning. And then I took this second run right here. And we were, let's just take a look here. So 59.379 for the Subaru, 57.677 split one. So what, like, yeah, a second, no, over a second and a half. Second sector was almost a second. Third sector was what, 2 seconds? Wow, I was 2 seconds faster in split three with this car. And split four was almost 2 seconds, like a second and a half. It just accelerates so fast. I don't even really know what to say about it. I would just really want to show it though, like it just one car to the next. I mean, I've done this. I went back to back. I drove that Subaru. I had just gotten done with it, and then I went and drove this car. So let's go take a look at the leaderboard, shall we? And that puts me at the top with the Lancia Delta HF Integrale 337.281. I'm 0.803 ahead of second place. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun car to drive. Group A, I stay away from when I do time trials a lot of times because of this right here. I mean, I was up here in fifth with the other Subaru, but if I want to get the world record, I had to drive this car. I don't think I could get it in any other car, to be quite honest with you. The Lancer, maybe. It's pretty close. The Legacy is pretty fast as well. I haven't spent a lot of time in it, but I do think it's near the speed of this car, at least a bit more than some of the others. All right, that's going to do it. And I'm going to go watch the outside replay of this car as well. I'll talk to everybody next time. Peace.